and Manny?
Yeah, I don't. Both of them will be questionable for the game on Saturday. I don't have a timetable for when each of them will return. There's a possibility, and when I say a possibility, a small possibility that they play Saturday. I'm very hopeful. We're looking beyond Saturday if they can and see if they'll be available for Monday.
Is Manny still in the concussion protocol?
He is not. I think he's symptom free as of either yesterday evening or this morning. But when I say that, obviously he hasn't practiced with us.
Coach, if somebody told you go to Virginia without two rotation players, your hottest player fouls out, and you still win the game, would you find that kind of crazy?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I thought it was, we played a great defensive game at Virginia, and going into the game, I told our guys that if we're gonna have a chance to win with 7 scholarship guys, that number one, we had to not foul, and I thought we had to be a solid defensive team, and I thought we did. We did a good job early on scoring, and then late in the second half, I thought our defense did a tremendous job. We made some big plays. When I think about the game late in the game, Jericho hit a big 3. He got a big offensive rebound. Mark Hill hit a big 3, and then when you look at what C.J. Bryce did, he made a great shot with a pull-up. So we did some good things. We were excited. I was happy for our guys when you got some adversity like we're having, and for guys to go into Virginia and get a good win. I thought that was great for our program.
Not that you're lacking confidence, but what can this do? Can it be a confidence builder, a game like that?
Well, I think so, but you also have to be careful. Each game in the ACC is completely different. We went into Virginia with a different mindset than we go to every other game too. But it certainly doesn't hurt if you're winning. We've been fortunate; we were winners of 3 in a row, and we just want to kind of continue to build on it.
Kevin, when you have these short turnaround, the Saturday, Monday turnaround, you've had it now 2 weeks in a row here. What's the toughest thing? Is it the preparation? Is it the fatigue factor, or is there anything else that factors in?
Yeah, it has changed. It would typically be the preparation, but with this year's team, the biggest thing is just the fatigue factor. You don't have a lot of bodies, and so you've got to manage all of that stuff and make sure guys are getting proper rest and eating the right way. With us, we've got enough older guys that can, obviously, know how certain teams play. And so it's not as a big a disadvantage for us to learn a team in a couple of days as it would be in the past. But because we don't have many bodies, that's the toughest thing.
Would it be safe to say that this week's is going to be tougher because the first one is on the road and you're going to be traveling on Sunday and then Monday you got to play again?
Well, I know you guys think in advance. We don't. I've just locked into basically Saturday's game. What you have to do in this situation, you've got to, because we've got a few days to prepare for Georgia Tech, you also got to be careful that you don't overdo it in practice and the guys are not fresh enough to play the game on Saturday. So we have to have a great balance. Yesterday, most of the stuff that we did was based on us working on ourselves, and then we'll start focusing on Georgia Tech today.
Curious if you asked the league for an explanation on DJ's foul and if you got one.
Yeah, I did. Brian Kershaw and I talked, and not just about that foul. We talked about a lot of different calls that happened throughout the game, and I'll keep it private. I will tell you that he agreed with some of them, and we disagreed on a couple of them. But it was great open dialogue. And I don't, just so you know, when I call the head of officials, I just want to know what we can do to get better and in certain situations so it doesn't happen moving forward, and that's all it was.
How do you keep your guys locked into Georgia Tech, especially on that 3-game win streak and with North Carolina on Monday?
Bridget, I know people always, our guys, they only think past the next 24 hours. I mean, they really do. I know, that would be a concerning question, I would say maybe 5-6 years ago, but as I keep coaching and I see guys every year, they don't, I really be honest with you, our guys just know who we're playing next because we tell them, and that's it. So they'll be focused with that.
Coach, the next game, is it in any way a receipt game from earlier in the year? Obviously, you didn't have full capacity in the first go around.
No, and it's a possibility we won't have full capacity this time around. Each game in the ACC is totally different. It's not. I know people always say revenge games or this game. It doesn't matter. Their team has changed. Our team has changed. They're playing really good basketball. If you look at the game last night, they had the opportunity to win at a good Louisville team on the road. So it's a different game than it was before.
Coach, when DJ has been consistently a top performer
for you for several games now. What is he doing maybe with his approach that's allowing him to do that?
Well, I think he's taking care of his body now, and I think he's starting to get in shape. And I know that sounds crazy because you know we played so many games in the non-conference, but he also was a guy that was suspended for a good portion of the summer and couldn't play the first non-conference games. And so I think he's starting to understand his role. If you look at it, you know, he and I talked about it as, look, if you got threes and you're open and you feel comfortable, take it. But he's starting to pass down those shots and taking better shots. And his motor is what's really helped him get through. You know, he's playing so hard. He keeps plays alive. He's playing a lot of four. It's a little different when Manny's out because we had to play him at the five. That being said, I thought he was a great five against Virginia. We were able to throw the ball inside and get some easy baskets.
Coach, with Tech, it looks like from when you guys first faced them to where we are now, they've definitely progressed throughout their season. It seems they kind of are more comfortable going down low a little more, still taking some shots from outside. But what have you seen out of them as you get prepared for this weekend?
Well, they're good. Their front line, man, you know, they don't get a lot of credit, but James Banks is about as good as you can be. Alvarado makes him go. You know, they've got young players who can score the basketball. They're a really good basketball team. They're not playing a lot of guys, but they're a little bit different than us because they can get away with playing 7 to 8 guys because they drop back into a matchup zone and play a little bit more man-to-man. But they're a dangerous basketball team. They're a good basketball team. They're fighting just like everybody else. When you look at our league, you know, there's a few teams with 5 wins. There's a couple with 6. I think Louisville has 7. And then you get down to 4 and then some 3. So everybody's kind of clumped together and everybody's trying to get a little separation.
From the time DJ was in high school, as you know, he got impeccably coached at our grade. You know, everyone always wanted him to gain weight and gain
I'll tell
weight.
AW you gave him a little credit for that.
You know, and then finally this offseason he gained 15 pounds. Do you think like he had to adjust to that, or maybe lose some of that, or?
No, I just think a lot of times JC guys don't understand their role and how they fit into a team. And so when you look at what he's doing now, he understands where we need him best at. And that's, you know, the scoring side, to play great defense, to rebound the basketball, you know, to make some shots around the rim. He's starting to do those type of things. I really think that, you know, at times we're seeing a guy that's maturing right in front of us.
I know you wish you had your full roster, but who are some guys you think have benefited from getting more playing time because some guys have been out?
Yeah, I would say probably DJ because of that situation. Because without CJ, when CJ was out, DJ had to play a little bit more. Obviously, the obvious guy is Devin Daniels. Devin's played great. He hasn't had, you know, tremendous offensive games at times, but when you look at what he's doing defensively, I don't think he gets a lot of credit for that. But he's been one of our, if not the best on-the-ball defender that we've had. He's played a great role for us. You know, so I would say those 2 guys out of anybody that's really benefited from it.
Kevin, you're a little bit off of your team. You've been around college basketball a long time. Did you have much of a reaction to what you saw with the Kansas State brawl? Do you remember seeing anything quite like that?
No, I don't really have a reaction to it. It was tough, and I'm sure for both coaches and both programs that was tough to watch. And you know, kids get caught up in the emotion of the game, and unfortunately, that situation happened.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.